If you've been trying to grow your Instagram page, but it feels like the algorithm hates you, it's probably because it does, at least for now anyway, because I'm going to help you change that today. Now there's actually a really easy fix for this, and it's been taking accounts out of 0 view hell all the way to having tens of thousands of followers in a matter of days, just by posting simple, easy to create content. What I'm going to show you in this video is literally how I gained over 8,000 followers from a single post, and how creators like Jeff Nippard guarantee a minimum of 500k views from every single reel. And it's also the exact same strategy Elixir used to go from 0 to over 100k followers with just 42 posts. There's absolutely no excuse for you not to be able to do the same. It all comes down to a really simple 5-step formula I like to call the Creator Vault, and it starts with arguably the most important part, the V. Now, there's a reason some videos do better than others, and it has nothing to do with the camera quality, lighting, background, mic quality, or any of these minor points. Because if we strip all those points back from the creators I mentioned at the start, we'd be left with one thing, the value. Now, this is by far the biggest mistake creators make, because they just don't know what valuable content truly is. If I were to give you something so helpful that you implemented right away and saw results, a bit like this video, I'm pretty sure you'd drop a follow. Why? Because the video gave you something. If we take this video from Jeff Nippard, we can break up the definition of value into 2 key parts. First up, the video was helpful. This video helped everyone watching go from having a pretty bad lat pull down to the most optimal one. Now, regardless if you're a fitness creator or make content on a topic miles away from this, I promise you, this couldn't be more important. And that brings us on to step number 2. The video was useful. Now, Jeff may have helped the viewer go from the world's worst lat pull down to the best, but if the viewer can't see themselves using it, then what's the point? Well, in this video's case, it's value that most people can see themselves using, as the lat pull down is a staple in most workouts. Whereas if we were helping the viewer go from an awful handstand push-up to the best one, granted, yeah, that is helpful, it's far from useful. Because let's be real, who do you see in the gym doing handstand push-ups in the first place? With these 2 words alone, you've now got my exact definition of what makes a valuable video. But with just that information alone, it's pretty much useless if we don't know how to turn a valuable video into one that a viewer can action. If we go back to that Jeff Nippard video and imagine instead of him giving you 3 simple ways to improve your lat pull down, he gave you a 20-minute stretching routine so you can increase your lat activation by 10%. Yeah, sure, that's still useful, but no one's going to action that. Therefore, it means nobody's going to save the video or send it to a friend. And as a recent video from the Instagram CEO said, shares are the most important metric. So to ensure you complete step 2 and stop making the unactionable video mistake, just make sure the action steps of your videos are the easiest to implement. So if you're talking about how to grow on Instagram, rather than providing a tutorial to create captions in After Effects, try to find the cheapest and easiest alternative. This actually brings me on to our bonus step. Dynamic captions. Even the king of social media himself, Mr. Beast, uses dynamic captions. So if it's good enough for him, it's certainly good enough for you. Now, thankfully, it's as easy as heading over to Submagic, customizing your fonts, colors, and positioning, and within a couple of minutes, you've added one of the most important elements of your videos without wasting hours on one of these hard-to-learn editing softwares. So, if you do want to try Submagic for free, the link's in the description. Now that we've covered the value and actionable elements, we've got the one that most people miss out on, using the inbuilt Instagram features. And let's think about this for a second. If Instagram have just spent months and months working on and rolling out a new feature, they've done so for you to be using that feature. They haven't done it for the fun of it. For example, a couple months back, Instagram released a feature called Topics, and the creators who were first to use it got rewarded with huge views with very little effort. And the latest feature that just got released is following the exact same path. It's called Best Practices. Now this is Instagram's way of telling you what to focus on. Now the reason this has been so key is Instagram have literally told us that Reels in the 30 to 90 second runtime category outperform Reels outside of that runtime bracket. And it makes perfect sense. At the end of the day, the only way Instagram makes money is by keeping you on their platform for as long as possible, which is why those shitty 1-second trends or the read the caption Reels just don't perform well anymore. But it goes deeper than that, as a 2016 study found that someone needs to consume at least 7 hours worth of your content before they can even be classed as a fan. Hence, posting Reels below that 30-second mark just makes it incredibly hard for you to build up that all-important trust. And this brings me on to part 2 of 2 of the usage stage in the Creator Vault. And that is Instagram's really important, underutilized feature that you probably didn't even know existed. So if you head over to your professional dashboard, underneath the Your Tools tab, you'll notice a new feature called Achievements. Click on that and you'll be greeted with the new and up-to-date views and posting challenges. Realistically, if Instagram's directly signaling to you what to focus on and you're not doing that, it's kind of on you. Just make sure to check this regularly and start the challenges you have available. Now, up until this point, we've covered 3 of the biggest mistakes, but none of them have tackled exactly what you're watching this video for. The algorithm. And as every social media platform out there is becoming more and more like a search engine, if we don't optimize every single video we post, we're practically praying for views. And that's where element 4 of 5 comes in, my hashtag formula. Now I know you've probably heard it 100 times before that hashtags don't matter, but the fact that I've been able to rank for ultra competitive hashtags such as font design with over 450k posts using that hashtag says otherwise. It's also the same reason some of the biggest creators out there still use hashtags to this day. And it comes down to one simple change. Most creators likely use hashtags hashtags that are just too broad, and therefore they don't really do much for their video. For example, if Jeff Nippard used the likes of fitness or health for the video we looked at earlier, in actual fact, it would damage the video's chances of doing well. This is because both of those hashtags, albeit they do relate to the video topic, they also encapsulate way too many other sub-niches within the fitness and health world that just wouldn't care to watch. So that brings us on to what we actually need to do, and it starts with getting ultra specific. For example, the lat pull down video would have been far better off using hashtag lat pull down and hashtag back workout, as both of those hashtags are ultra specific to Jeff's video. And this isn't me just guessing either. If we take a look at the videos that use those hashtags, we can see they follow a similar topic, and therefore are speaking to people with similar interests to Jeff's video. Now, will this help you start growing your account as much as the first three elements? No, of course not. At the end of the day, hashtags can't turn a bad video into one with thousands and thousands of views, but it can help a good video get seen by its intended audience. Now, the Creator Vault framework falls apart completely without the final element. You've probably heard before that consistency is king. And yeah, while that is true, what everyone fails to tell you is what type of consistency is king. For example, if we take my account, at the time of recording, I'm on about 55,000 followers, but just 9 months ago, my content looked a little bit like this. If I'd just taken the bog standard advice, continued to post, and never changed, I'd probably be in need of a video like this myself. At the end of the day, those who fail to pivot their content when the data and the view counts just don't stack up will simply never grow. After all, Albert Einstein defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So you gotta be agile and willing to change when things just aren't working. And that's why tenacity makes up the final element of the Creator Vault framework. And that can be defined as the quality displayed by someone who just won't quit. In other words, a tenacious creator is someone who implements the Creator Vault framework and pivots when needed. So that begs the question, when should I pivot? And how many pieces of content should I create? Well, it's actually really simple. At the very start, you have to be posting a minimum of 3 times per week. And this is to gather as much data as you can. But if you can, I'll always recommend you start posting every single day. Here's the data that you've got to look out for. If your videos are getting below a 4.5% save ratio, then the videos weren't valuable enough. Next up, if you're posting reels with a minimum 30-second runtime and the average watch time is less than 36%, your videos again did not hit the mark. And believe me, these aren't numbers I've plucked from thin air. This is backed by all of my own data from posting throughout the past 9 months to get my page to 55,000 followers. Now I hope you jotted down a few notes there, as following the Creator Vault framework is without a doubt the best way to start getting the algorithm to grow your account from small account jail to the moon. And if you've been waiting to start posting videos, but the thought of editing all that content and taking hours to manually put subtitles in is holding you back, I hear you, but there's no better time to start than right now. So there's a link for you to try out that tool I mentioned, Submagic, for free in the description. And if you want to see how another creator blew up their Instagram account from scratch, click right here.